Economic Policy Reboot, Loose Fiscal and Tight Monetary Policy. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're tackling an important shift in global economic policy that could reshape our economic future. But before we delve into this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. A shift in economic policy. There's a major shift happening in the world of economic policy. Governments in wealthy countries are spending more and cutting taxes to stimulate economic growth. Meanwhile, central banks are raising interest rates and reducing the money supply to control inflation. This shift is from the traditional tight fiscal, loose monetary approach to a loose fiscal, tight monetary policy. Tight fiscal versus loose fiscal policy. In simpler terms, a tight fiscal policy refers to when governments cut spending and increase taxes, usually to reduce the budget deficit and slow down an overheated economy. Conversely, a loose fiscal policy involves governments increasing spending or cutting taxes to stimulate economic growth. Loose monetary versus tight monetary policy. On the other hand, a loose monetary policy is when central banks lower interest rates and increase the money supply to promote economic growth. Conversely, a tight monetary policy involves central banks raising interest rates and reducing the money supply, usually to curb inflation. The global shift. So, here's what the big shift looks like. Governments are opening their wallets, adopting a loose fiscal policy, while central banks are tightening their belts with a tight monetary policy. This presents an interesting struggle between spendthrift governments and strict central banks. When it comes to inflation, here's something to consider. Imagine you're filling a bathtub with water, which represents our money, while the bathtub itself represents our economy. If the government, which controls the tap, starts letting in more water, spending more, but the central banks, who manage the drain, limit the outflow by raising interest rates, the bathtub could overflow, signifying that inflation is getting out of hand. Short-term pain for long-term stability. This shift might cause some short-term economic pain such as potential inflation or higher interest rates. However, it might also lead to long-term economic stability. It's a balancing act, with societies needing to decide their tolerance for short-term discomfort for the sake of long-term stability. In conclusion, we're witnessing an unprecedented global shift in economic policy. This tug-of-war between governments and central banks will likely continue to influence the global economy in the coming years. Be sure to stay tuned as we continue to unravel these complex economic dynamics in future videos. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more economic insights. Until next time.